Isekai is one hell of a beast of genre, with all the entries in anime that correspond to it, so it comes as a no-brainer that with all those isekais out there, some of them might be overshadowed by others, not to mention overlooked. That is why for today we will be talking about the top 10 underrated isekai anime. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, be aware of the following spoilers. Coming in at number 10 is The Master of Ragnarok and Blesser of Einherjar. Yes, I know when this anime was released, it was dog shit trash. But hear me out. This anime did lack a lot of factors that define what a great anime is, and we can all agree to that. However, when it comes to the silliness and fun cliché scenes, this anime is top-notch. I mean, honestly, this anime tried so hard to seem to have a plot and take a serious-ish approach to it, ended up being the silliest thing you can ever watch. It is underrated for that reason. It had nice humor, cute girls, and some of the fights were quite enjoyable. If you treat this anime more like a comedy than an isekai, you might actually enjoy its cliches and tropes. Coming in at number 9 is High School Prodigies Have It Easy, Even in Another World. Yet another anime that tried so hard to be taken seriously but still failed. This anime doesn't have one, not two, and not even three Mary Sues. This anime has 7 of them. Because apparently one wasn't bad enough, so the writer decided to bring half a dozen into the mix. This anime is all about the Prodigies and how even one of them excels at his own field to the point they break the laws of physics. I am looking at you, Samurai Girl! Like, okay, we get it. Japan loves the swordsman and wants them to be cracked as hell. But how in the name of everything that makes sense can this high school girl have skills able to cut bullets, race missiles, and even stop them? This is just one of the many problems with this anime. And they frustrate the hell out of me too. But that's if you take it seriously, that is. But however, if you take this anime as the running gag it is, and then watch it, you will definitely enjoy the silliness of the show and its sheer nonsensical story. Coming in at number 8 is Kimono Michi. This anime was quite ballsy if you ask me. That's the first time ever an isekai is all about a guy solving all his problems through German suplexes. However, that is exactly what Genzo does. I mean, the moment he was summoned to this other world and taken away from his wrestling match with Mao, he suplexes the princess that summoned him to this world. Why? It's because she told him that he needs to kill the Demon Lord, the leader of the beast creatures, and save the world. You see, Genzo is crazy about animals. In fact, his match with Mao was supposed to be his final one, and then he would retire and get a bunch of pets and sell them. Of course, suplexing the princess makes him the most wanted person in the kingdom now. How does he get rid of that? Well, he simply takes off his mask. That's how. Since no one saw his face or knew how he looked, taking off his wrestling mask was more than enough to get the guards off his trail. And thus starts his Pokemon journey, his animal collection journey. Coming in at number 7 is The Dungeon of Black Company. That moment when capitalistic tactics help you rule the world. This NEET that never worked a hard work day in his life and became rich through investing in stocks is whisked off through a portal to a world where the Demon Lord is gone. Heroes are a thing of the past, and all that remains is the already explored dungeons and the valuable ores that lie in them. These ores are being mined by a powerful corporate company enslaving human and demi-human alike. Kinji, along with his new half-crocodile friend Wanibe, manages to break the hold of the company on them and create their own black company in hopes of one day ruling the world and owning the dungeon mining business. With the help of the Ant Queen and Dungeon Guardian Rimu, he manages to become a powerful opponent, with him controlling half the dungeons eventually. This anime was quite interesting to say the least. It had no heroes, no Demon Lord bullshit, just some guy with an ambition to rule the world through capitalism. Coming in at number 6 is Restaurant to Another World. This anime is what you call a comfort anime. For those who haven't established yet who or what their own comfort anime is, I recommend you watch this show. The whole point about this show is how it appears magically every 7 days in different realms around those worlds, attracting a handful of individuals, each with his own tastes and preferences for the perfect meal. This anime is exactly what you need if you are seeking to refresh, sit down, and just watch people eat food that looks exceptionally great, might I add, and enjoy having a chat. There are literally people from all around the world and different dimensions sitting and enjoying a meal, and that's pretty much it. The show is straightforward, and looking at the year and season this anime was released, it makes sense why many people don't know the show. After all, it was overshadowed by the other shows that came out with it on that season. The characters are vibrant, the dragon mommy is hot, and the food looks great. What more do you want? Coming in number 5 is The Cautious Hero. If you guys were going to watch this anime because it's somewhat familiar to the Rising of the Shield Hero, then I have some bad news for you guys. This anime is nothing like it. It starts off like any other isekai out there, with the hero summoned from a different land to save the world from the demon lords. In this case, there is 4 of them. Seiya, the overly cautious hero, is as overpowered as they come. With his own personal hyperbolic time chamber to train in, he manages to climb up in the levels faster than what anyone anticipated for him. Even though he has all the requirements to be a serious hero, the anime decided to take the sitcom approach and drown us with our tears and sounds of laughter echoing through the room. Even though the anime did have a tragic backstory, it still couldn't take away the sitcom mood of the show, and that is one of the reasons why I love this anime. It's action with a lot of laughs, and what more could you ask for? Coming in at number 4 is Kakorio Noyadomeshi. This anime starts off like any other isekai out there, with the abduction without consent of our poor defenseless main character into the other world, where they are supposed to spend a lifetime in. In her case, she was supposed to marry an Oni Ayakashi to boot. Apparently her grandfather, whom raised her for a couple years before his death, shared with her the ability to see Ayakashi and used to jump as he wishes between worlds, living a carefree life with no responsibilities or care in the world. After his abrupt death, the Oni took his granddaughter as collateral for his 100 million yen debt. I swear, what kind of piece of shit puts his granddaughter as collateral in case he didn't pay his debt? Long story short, the girl refuses his hand in marriage because he's ancient as fuck. Not to mention he kidnapped her, and she doesn't know 2 shits about him other than his protruding horns, and decides to pay off her grandfather's debt any way she can. So she does what she is good at, and opens an eatery selling her magnificent food. I mean, did you even look at how good that food looks? Coming in number 3 is Recreators. Okay, hear me out. I know this anime is clearly a reverse isekai, but at least the word isekai is still in there, right? This anime is one of my favorites, and that is partly why it's on this list today. This anime is practically what a Grail War from a Fate series would look like without the extra scenes. The story revolves around that one mangaka that committed suicide after she was blamed for plagiarism due to the certain similarities between her original character, Altair, and another manga character. Altair in turn gains a conscious body and begins her plan to exact the revenge on all who caused her mangaka pain and suffering. 2 episodes later, it becomes an all-open war with our MC dragged into the thick of it by his favorite series heroine. Altair is as powerful and broken as they come, with almost infinite skills, powers, and abilities. Fighting against her is almost impossible. The series has a lot of depth, story, character development, cool animations, and fantastic on-point OSTs. Not to mention visuals. What more can an anime fan ask for? Coming in at number 2 is The Ascendant of a Bookworm. First off, damn, these characters are just so darn freaking cute. And second, this anime is the second most wholesome isekai I have ever seen, right after By the Grace of the Gods. That anime moved me to tears. Anyway, this anime sets off with the story of Mine, a reincarnated bookworm in a world where books are even more rare than gold and only accessible by the high nobility of class. You can just imagine the levels of frustration this girl had knowing this. An Ascendant of a Bookworm is all about how this young sickly child, against all odds and even against her mana disease, was able to make it in the world, bring the inventions of a modern day to it, and set herself up for success. The cast have grown a whole lot over the past 3 seasons, and that is exactly what we would love to see from an anime. The relation between Mine, Lutz, Ferdinand, and Benno, and even her family. Each relation had its own worth and weight, and these relationships weren't built out of the blue either. Little sickly Mine went through a lot of pain and nuisances to form these relationships, especially with Ferdinand. It all was worth it in the end, however. After all, she was finally able to make her first book ever. But that's a story for another video. And number 1 goes to The 12 Kingdoms. We all have that feeling sometimes that we don't belong in the place we are, or feel like the oddball in the group. Well, that couldn't be any truer when it comes to Yoko Nakajima, a high school student that tends to help other students however she can, but still can't fit in due to her red hair. Things couldn't get any more complicated than when a blonde man barges into her class, bows down before her, and claims he is from another world and she is the queen of that world. But like every isekai, the male is pursued by enemies and they end up accidentally teleporting to a different world. And as if things couldn't get any worse, 2 bystanders from the class get transported with them, and they are separated from the only one familiar with the world they're in. I mean, I've seen curses and bad luck, but this is on a whole different level. Now it's time for the 3 unequipped and untrained students to learn how to survive in an environment unfamiliar and unknown to them. The series is made up of 40 episodes or so, and each and every one of them is a journey in its own right. The anime was fun and with lots of memorable moments. And fun fact too, there is a game based on the anime that you can enjoy and delve even deeper into the world of the 12 Kingdoms. Overall, the anime has a good pacing and memorable characters. Every episode is more satisfying than the one before it, so I hope you enjoy it as I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I had fun making it for you. I would appreciate it if you guys would smash that like button, subscribe, comment, and press on the bell icon to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos and upcoming projects. Also, don't forget to tell me down in the comments section about the anime you guys feel is one of the most underrated or underappreciated anime out there. And if you have any cool ideas for our upcoming videos, don't be shy. Share them with us in the comment section down below. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.